Hello? Hello, hello, hi. It is me, it is I. Small Tandidi or Hadi and these internet and Akastrach. I am back. Right. And not only an apology, but God, don't stare me down like I'm still your Hadi. Sometimes we do reviews here. I can't take myself seriously. You guys might remember that sometimes we do reviews. I should have probably tried to brush my hair before coming on here. What are we gonna talk about today? The Real Housewives of Lagos. My girls are back. I won't even say on the continent. I don't watch Atlanta anymore because why would I? Also, I'd have to sign up for it? No. So I watch Potomac. It gets to be a bit too much and toxic for me. Locally, as in South African, because that's local for me, I enjoy the Durban ladies. I did okay with the Cape Town girls. I gave them a lot of grace because it's their first season. But easily, the Real Housewives of Lagos is neck and neck with Real Housewives of Durban for me. And then Potomac is probably third or something. So I look forward to having these ladies back on my screen, especially because I feel like the ladies of Abuja tanked. Also, the girls from Nairobi. It started off, the first seasons are usually all rough. We're 4 episodes in. I haven't watched third and fourth because I knew I wanted to sit down and talk about it, and I never want my reviews of the first episodes to get ahead of me because I've now seen what transpires moving forward. I haven't consumed any social media around it. You've probably noticed that I cleared my TikTok. If y'all want to know about that, you let me know and then I can tell you how I did that. But anyway, let's get into it. I made notes. Y'all know I make notes. First scene, Miriam meets up with Toyin and they are... Listen, Miriam is a skinny legend. Miriam is a skinny legend. You need to look like that to bag a white man if it's a white man that you want. I think all men are rubbish. I really truly believe that. But I'm sure we've all realized that there's an aesthetic, there's a look that you must have as a black woman if you're wanting to secure a white man for whatever reason. You can unpack that all by yourselves. I'm just saying it's not lost on me. She walks in, stick figure, just looking gorgeous. This is in no way a dig at Miriam. I think Miriam's fucking hot. Okay, meets up with Toyin. They call her what's the other name? Tiana Toyin. They use both back and forth. So I'll probably be doing that as well because I now do that. Okay. And they sit down for a chat. Seems like they consider themselves real friends on and off the show. I don't know. And Miriam is like, something's happened last season that we need to fix and get into, and I'm actually rather mad at you over some things. And things like what are you mad about? Because I'm also mad. Miriam and Toyin are at this cutoff, so hopefully I'm not gonna repeat myself. Anyway, Toyin says that, you know what, I miscarried and you didn't check in on me. When Miriam raises that you did some things last year that really had me sour and not very pleased with you. She brings up this miscarriage thing. They ran some newspaper clips on our screens. I wasn't aware this had happened. And she's like, you didn't call on me to check up on me, To which Miriam in her confession was like, why is she saying that? You guys know I definitely call that girl. But there's an imbalance of sorts in this dynamic, right? Where it's almost like Miriam tiptoes around Tiana's feelings and she can't ever just be, straight or not in alignment with her. I don't know. There's an imbalance, and maybe it's because she brought her onto the show. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't care for their dynamic at all. There's no balance. Brass and Copper, we see Choma link up with Iyabo. They're all giddy and buddy, but when did this happen? Fine. I see in the the reunion clip, were reminded that when Toyin was like charging, so to speak, at Choma, Iabo's the one that got in between them because she cares about both of them. But all of this, my baby girl, Choma, yeah, they're doing a lot, and I don't know why they're doing it. I'm not sure why they're doing it. She mentions that she wants, this is Yabo, she mentions that she's asking Choma that, can you make time to talk to her about this and try to she's trying to be the peacemaker between the two of them, and good luck to her. We cut to Laura. Laura is also another one that just, I don't have anybody on this cast where I'm like, really can't stand you. I don't have that. And I do on the Real Housewives of Durban. I just don't have any clear favorites either. Like, I don't have a particular, I'm like, I really go up for this girl. I don't. They just, they're the cast, like, it's good casting that they've done here. But I don't really have like a clear favorite like that, because I just find them to do some fake and phony shit. Like, Laura's always extra and animated and put on, like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. She gets a call from Miriam, and Miriam's like, they both know that they aren't friends. They just like acquaintances, and they're friendly and they're cordial and whatever. And she invites her to this Zen thing, relaxation spa day, or how like wellness, whatever thing that she's planning. They always have to plan some event to get everybody together, and the event never makes sense. But anyway, they're linking up for that. And then this is Laura. Laura tries to talk to Miriam about her relationship with Toyin, and she's like, I don't believe we could ever make nice again. And Miriam in her confessional is like, what, never say never. They might mend their things and make it cool. But I personally don't want to discuss my relationship issues with Toyin, with Laura, because Laura and I aren't friends. We're both friends with Tiana, and I can respect that, but that also has a lot to do with her not wanting to upset Toyin, like Eva wants to upset her. Toyin links up with her team. They're sitting, they're having a chat. She's come to terms with the fact that, I feel like I don't think she's ever designed for the broader public, for us to understand what she's doing. Her clothes are clearly an expression of something. There's clearly like an artistic feel to what she's going for, an avant-garde feel of what she's trying to accomplish. And she makes mention of it in a confessional that the more the Nigerians like talk about it, like, ooh, what is that? That buzz they create around this gets my name in the right places. While they're not understanding what I'm putting out, they still talking about me and putting my work out there, and eventually the right people get to know of me. And I'm glad that she understands that. It's quite interesting. I mean, it's not necessarily easy, but doing ready to wear, a lot of people can do that, right? Not a lot of people can do what she's doing and have that vision and stick it through and see it through, Her weird masked husband walk next. I can't fucking stand that shit. Laura links up with Faith. Oh, Faith is new. Faith is new. And if Faith doesn't stop saying 6 foot Amazon something, I fucking oath, I don't think I can sit through Faith scenes if she keeps saying this. I'm a 6 foot baby. It's in her tagline. It's like she can't believe she's tall. It's like she was short her whole life. Then she got that knee surgery they do in China, and now she's tall, and she can't stop telling us that it's like, oh. Or it's an insecurity that she had. Maybe she's made fun of for being so tall, and the boys never liked her. Because like boys always like, short girls have an easier time, right? I'm average height. Don't look at me like that. Okay, I'm considered short in some places. But, okay, taller girls just have a harder time. Because men, like, with all their many insecurities, It's like they must be taller than you, they must make more money than you, blah, 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 blah. So I don't know if it's rooted in that and she had to talk up being tall, or now that she's like a grown woman and she's filled out her frame and her height, she's more confident in it. I don't know what it is. I do know I needed to stop. Okay. We meet her face. She's new. She says she comes from a broken home. I'm like, no, you fucking don't. You probably don't. You probably don't. Because I'm one of those people who really feel like if you have a 2-parent household and it's dysfunctional, bitch, it's broken. I don't really believe in like the nuclear family in the structure that we think of it as being the default that they keep trying to convince us it is. Plenty of people grow up in multi-generational homes where one parent is not present or whatever, and there's nothing broken if there's love there. Like, it's not broken. It just is a different structure, right? Because plenty of us have hard dads and they're barely present, right? Emotionally, any other how. Our moms are doing all the labor. How the fuck is that not broken? Huh? She says that she's a woman of a particular time who lives in like a somewhat very religious country. Unpack that how you must, but I don't believe in using phrases like that. It makes no sense to me. Laura is the one who introduces, or Faith comes to us by way of Laura. They are annoying me. This is the other shit that I'm telling you guys about Laura. Like all the, why? Why are we so animated? Why are we so extra? Why are we so put on? Could it be that there's no relationship there perhaps? There's no depth really, and everything is just, it's too much for me. It's okay to say you've known this person for a short period of time, but you have so much affection for them, because like really the strength of relationship isn't always in like how long it's like. Longevity doesn't really speak to anything. Look at your parents' marriage. They've been together forever and they've been miserable for the entire stretch. So it really doesn't say anything about anything. You could meet somebody not like, you know, just a couple of whenevers ago, and then now you're like, I really dig this person. I feel like we're kindred spirits. But all of this, it's just too, Laura is a lot on my screen. And I want to like her. I especially want to like her because last season, I felt like she took up for a friend, and how much she had invested in that friendship was not how the other person felt about her. And this is Toyin. And she got burnt. Bad. Right? Bad. And yes, she was stank and all of this and all that other stuff that she was doing. But Toyin was not a good friend to her. Right? And so I want to have her back, understand where she's coming from, but I need her authentic self to actually show up. She was stank and weird last season, which also doesn't feel like that's who she is. And now she's being overly nice and trying to just be like, oh, everybody's wonderful, everybody's so kind, hey girl, hey, because she doesn't want any of that smoke that she put out last year to come back at her. And I'm like, no, just do something, but please show up as yourself. It's a lot. We're gonna have to skip your scenes if you continue. And they're done filming. Oh, fucking hell. Okay. Laura and Faith, she lets her know that I get along with all the girls, not really get along, but she's fine with everybody. The only person she had a fallout with is Toyin, and she explains what happened there. She's telling this to Faith, because Faith is new to the group and doesn't know the dynamics of the group, right? Which is normal if you're bringing somebody into an established group of friends. And then we meet Tanya, whose name I would read as Tanya when it showed up, but like her name is Tanya. And she's coming through by way of Choma, and I also can't make out the strength of their relationship, even though they've known each other for a stretch. Turns out that she's actually been an ambassador for good hair, and that's Choma's hair brand. And like this is 8 years ago, I think Choma says that she walked into the store. She's like, why didn't I be your ambassador? And she was her first ever ambassador, and they've had this friendship of sorts. We're gonna learn at some point that probably not, like we did with Caroline. But anyway, she has a resemblance to Caroline, and no, it's not just because they're both biracial. There's a resemblance. Like plenty of people are biracial and do not like have a resemblance. They do. They have an aesthetic about them that they look rather similar. They do. An ambassador for good hair. Miriam calls Choma to invite her to the spa Zen thing that she's having. And Choma's like, oh, can I bring my friend? I'm actually with her right now. Her name is Tanya, blah, 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 blah. And then she says, yeah, that's cool. And then we see them all leave and they go to this fashion show and they actually meet up with Miriam there. And looks good. Choma's another one who's always coming on camera looking done, 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 and done. And good on her. This is television, I suppose. You must look like that. Faith and Priscilla. Priscilla is Iabo's daughter. We have Iabo going with Priscilla to go just like say hi to Faith. Faith is having a shoot. She has a fashion line of sorts or whatever, and they want to drop by and just show her some love and stuff. Iabo mentions that I don't want her doing this thing that she does with Faith. She's done some promos for her on her page, and it's too close to home. There's a conflict of interest, if you would. Like, the brands are just too close for her to be promoting another person's brand. There's a lot to be said here. If I'm being fair to Yabo, I get it. You feel like she's lending too much capital for free to this person who's not established in Nigeria, and she is. Her daughter is established there. When she posts something, she has those influencer numbers and that influence for people to go over there, and she feels like, but that's your money that you're sending over to this other person. See, maybe if the person was selling something completely different and you liked what they were doing, it makes sense to shut them out and whatever. But is this gonna, like, you know, chip away at your potential customer base? At the same time, I'm like, when brands are that close to each other, there's great room for collaboration and for the money to move in that circle back and forth, especially if people feel like you guys have a great working relationship and supporting whomever is also supporting this other person. It could work out, but I do get where I was coming from with this one. Toyin says she's out of the country. She calls Miriam when Miriam is like telling her about this gathering that she's having, and she's like, she's not going to be available. She's going to be out of the country and blah, 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 blah. And it's work. I get it. She's got to go. Faith meets up with one Dr. Ramal or whomever. I don't know how I feel about him. I don't know how I feel about him. I don't think I like him. Sorry, not sorry. I'm not taking to him. He's too... I don't like people who come onto reality television who studied... Like, I think I'll do terrible on reality TV because I've just consumed too much of it. It depends what kind, or in this kind of thing, I think I'll do terrible. Right? In a more real life day-to-day, maybe like, I don't know, you're following entrepreneurs or something, that I'll be able to show. But in this, I'd play the chess game so bad. Like, I'd be a menace. I'd be Lisa Rinna. I'd be a shit starter of note, baby. But anyway, I don't like rehearsed people, and he's rehearsed, and I can't stand it. It doesn't make for great television. It just doesn't. With the spa date that's happening, or the... I don't know what she's calling it, a Zen, whatever thing. Anyway, Miriam is having it. Miriam is so fucking loud. I didn't understand how she's the one hosting an event that has something to do with being Zen. Like, what the fuck is Zen about Miriam? Really? Okay. Laura arrives and she mentions that she's invited a friend. This thing of you guys, of this, I hate it. The thing where you guys just like tell somebody that somebody's coming and they even made provisions for that person. It's so uncouth, so uncultured. Why are you doing that? Why you couldn't say beforehand, hey, can I bring a mate? Is there room, is there space? Because now if I had set the table for X number of people and there's not one extra chair in the room, who's supposed to stand for your little friend who wasn't supposed to be here? Lillian, you guys who also allow people to plus one you when you know provisions have not been made for you. Fronton, why are you doing that? Rubbish. Anyway, she says she's gonna bring this friend, and did Tanya arrive? Laura says she invited a friend. Everybody looks good. Obviously, everybody, like, these ladies are just never gonna be dressed down. right? And I can't tell if it's because they're making TV or generally this is how they move, right? I did like Choma's fit a lot. If it was truly for a Zen thing, wearing it with flats, without the heavy makeup and without the necklace would make so much sense because it's so pretty. This is casual. It is casual. No, it's not. It's not. But you don't have to feel bad, Choma, because nobody else is also casualed out. Even though they're trying to make you look like you're the only one. You're not. None of them look casual, but it is what it is. Laura arrived looking... See, Laura is the one... And she has a boutique, I believe. I think, like... I used to see her on before the Real Housewives of Lagos came on last season. I used to see her all the time dancing and stuff, looking like she has a boutique or something in my explore on Instagram. I think she's what's considered a fashion girl for the basic hun. And I don't mean that in okay, I do. But she arrived in like a Burberry fit that's like from head to toe. It's that like classic Burberry print. And because like there've been so many, like this brand gets knocked off a lot. Like you can find that like checkered kind of that's known to be their brand everywhere. It's like, no. She don't look basic. She always just looks like basic. I don't know, man. She's one of the people on the cast who look like they barely ever get things custom made, and they like they can tell you off the top of their heads what the custom charge is for Shein and what is this other thing that is like Fashion Nova. Like they know what's going on there. I should know that. I'm broke and not on TV. Why does she look like she also knows that? Don't look like that. Stop it. She arrives and then her friend Tanya's whose friend? Who's this girl? Choma. Tanya arrives, she's Choma's friend, and the ladies are sour. I don't like I don't like her in the first couple of episodes. It's almost like she's a mean girl trying to haze kind of thing about her to all the new girls. And I didn't understand for the why, for the who. Why are you doing that? You're a grown woman. Why are you trying to haze these other women that are trying to come into the circle? Just, why are you doing that? But anyway, they're like, she looks like Caroline, which she does. Faith arrives and she's wearing a lot of dress. Her dress has got like this long train on it, and it doesn't make sense for. I mean, the other ladies are also overdressed, but she's done a lot here, and so the ladies are confused when she walks in. I feel like we harp on it for too long though, but I was also taken aback by it, and they're like, but why are you coming at us with this fit? And she's like, oh, I'm a queen, 6 foot, honey, like baby, 6 foot here. If I don't have my train, then I come with my crown. Because if you must say it constantly, how much do you really believe it? Like if you must remind us at every turn that you are a queen. Oh, whatever the fuck is you say you will go. How much do you believe it? It almost sounds like you're trying to convince you, which is odd. It's like you're not convinced. And if you must show up with a much too much dress, how much of a queen really are you? Truly, there's something to be said about just showing, like your presence will speak for you, man. There's an aura. If you're that bitch, your aura radiates that bitchness. Like you can't unbitch me. Like I walk in, people are gonna know who's that girl over there if you are truly that bitch, right? But if you aren't, then you need to have things in order to announce your arrival. And she's such a tall woman, you would not miss her. It wouldn't matter. See, she could even show up in that tacky shit Laura had on and still command her stature. But anyway, she felt the need to come with this train on that confused the fuck out of everybody, including me. And it was what it was. They said for a bit, Miriam tells the ladies that Toyin is not coming, which is a relief for, what's her name? Choma, because she's not looking forward to dealing with her like that. I can understand and even sympathize with that. Laura says that she's cool with everybody here, but she would not take a bullet for any of these girls, you know? And she speaks like, she's very hyperbolic. Like, she does speak in extremes, but I understand what she's saying. It's like, we're friendly, you guys are my mates and stuff, but you're not my girls. Like, my bitches for real. Like, how she thought her and Toyin were. And she's now learning to keep a distance from people and assign people the correct position in her life, you know? And everybody in the confession is like, oh, I'd never take a bullet from her either. But like in person, they acted like she's being so fucking extra. None of y'all are friends anyway. I don't know why we're doing this. Dr. Akshay, I think is his name, comes out to give them an exercise. He's like, you guys, please write down on a piece of paper a few things that stress you out about existing in this group. Baby, if that is not production, I don't know what the fuck it is. If production was not like, here, ask them that. Dr. Tonton, really Dr. Tonton, why would you be, whatever girl. But anyway, he asked them that and then they make a list of their stuff. Again, Yabo is annoying me. Yabo is annoying me, man. Yabo's annoying me so much. Yabo says, she's annoyed at looking at this bitch who looks like Caroline. Like, why is this woman taking all these bullets? Like, for Caro, who's not even here no more. It's giving let's haze the, and you know the light skins with the so-called good hair are always claiming that was bullied for being para. Oh. She's gonna be saying she's being bullied for being like biracial or something. So please stop it. Don't give a reason to say that about us, Yoha. But anyway, they say a couple of stuff back and forth, nothing really interesting. But at some point, Choma then asks, who's the new girl? Faith, how old Faith is. I feel like as women, this reluctancy to like talk about how old we are as we age further feeds into the ageism that we experience as women and how unkind the world is to older women. And as we age, how the world we cease to exist apparently. As we breathe and walk. When we play into it, I don't believe we're doing ourselves any favors. But to each his own, I don't mean that. I don't believe we're doing ourselves any favors. Thank you, man. So that happens and she's taken aback by it and she's like, she's 50. Like, I'm 50. But it's okay. You know, I get it though. Sometimes I understand why we're reluctant to share where we are in life because people assign certain things to age and maybe you haven't done those things or you've done a bit more than you should. You know, people are always saying about, see me, oh, see and bougie. They're always saying she's done too much for her age. They all say that about my girl. She do be doing a lot though. Love her. Okay, that's it, Chilla. I'm gonna split them. I thought I was gonna do episode 1 and 2, but like we have an attention span problem, okay?